my help.
Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday, and as usual, here goes your Friday video. So, today we're going to talk about a step in the process. So, Psalms 94, verse 12 says, "Blessed is the man who you instruct, O Lord." So, a child develops muscles through exercise. Of course, we know if you're constantly out there and you're working out and you're doing those push ups and those planks and building up your core, then you're going to build some muscles, right? Only when our muscles encounter resistance do they become stronger. So, of course, you may try to do a push up and you realize, okay, I went down, but for some strange reason, I can't push my body back up. But the main point is don't quit, because as you build resistance, as you start building up your strength, you realize that, okay, I can do one. Then one leading to probably one and a half. Then the next day, the one and a half become two. And it gradually, it's a progression. But then we find out that most people just quit at one or not even one at all. They realize they can't push their body up and they just feel like, you know what, I'm over this, I'm giving up. But the fact is, don't give up. There is a step in the process. Everything takes time. And I know I'm guilty of that word time, because sometimes we don't want time, right? Especially when it comes to God time, because God time seems so long. It seems like it's never gonna come. But the Bible says a day to us is like 1,000 years to God, and 1,000 years to us is like one day with God. So wait, wait. There's a step in the process. Hold on. Don't run too fast, okay? And as I'm telling you this and encouraging you with this, guess what? I'm talking to the choir. I'm talking to myself also. To girl, calm down. There's a step. So in the same way, the Bible tells us that we only become stronger spiritually through exercise. No, I didn't mean you go lift up the Bible and do crunches and curls and weightlifting with the Bible. No. Through using our spiritual muscles to meet the challenges of life. I don't know about you, but every time it seems as though like every time you turn around, something else is on the way. It's like, here it comes, another one. I love the song that says, so another one is on the way. Miracles after miracles, open doors after open door. Here it comes. So get ready for another one. But just like how we're getting ready for another miracle, guess what? Sometimes we're getting ready for another battle. Sometimes we're getting ready for another challenge, and we feel as though we barely made it out of the first one, and then it's like, oh my God, when is this gonna be over? I'm so exhausted. But that's going to be the difference between doing things in your own strength and doing things in God's strength. And you need God's strength, because guess what? When you're doing things in God's strength, then you don't become weary, you don't become tired, because God says the battle is His. Whatever your challenge is, whatever, if it's with somebody, if it's with a situation, if it's with a circumstance, put it in God's hand. That's how we truly exercise our spiritual faith. See, I'm helping you out right now. So, exercise your spiritual faith. So, this is especially true when we face suffering and affliction. To come to His people, the Bible says, is to discipline, chasten, and mold us. Oh my gosh. That molding part. Oh, you feel like you're in the fiery furnace, right? But don't get discouraged. There was another one in the fire, right? There was a fourth man in the fire. King Nebuchadnezzar said three. But he said, hold on. I know it was three. So why is there a fourth one? So God is with you. So be encouraged. God is with you. In the last essay he wrote before he died, the great Christian writer C.S. Lewis said, we have no right to happiness, only an obligation to do our duty. I like that one. I'm going to read it again. So C.S. Lewis, and he was a great Christian writer. He said, we have no right to happiness, only an obligation to do our duty. So sometimes our God given duty will include suffering. I know that don't sound happy at all, right? That don't even sound enticing, not one bit. But it says, when it does, God acts. When it does, God to teach you through it. Remember the psalmist's word. I quote above, blessed is the man whom you instruct, O Lord. So you are blessed. Even through the suffering, you are blessed. Even through those challenges, you are blessed. Even through everything that look impossible, you are blessed. So if you feel like, okay, how am I blessed? But I'm just going through this. It's one health issue after the other. It's one, financial issue after the other. It's one family issue after the other. And whatever it may be, whatever your issue may be this morning, if you're in school, maybe, okay, I failed that test last week and now, I'm failing. I just keep failing. I feel like a failure. Failure is not final. Failure is not final. Remember, there's a step in the process. Go back to where, what is it that you're not looking at? Evaluate yourself. Self-reflect. Because sometimes we miss one step and have to go back to that one step that we miss to continue forward, to walk in that victory. So again, let me remind you, blessed is the man who you instruct, O Lord. Now, there's a difference because you can get the instruction. Again, the instruction, the steps. But are you following the instruction? I know I've bought things that I have to assemble. And I feel as though, okay, let me just put the pieces together without necessarily looking at the instruction. And then you find out that, it looks good. Everything look like it's pieced. At the end of it, you may have 4, 5, 6 screws. And you're like, okay, maybe these are just the extra screws. That's what's justifying. Maybe this is just the extra screws. Until you're trying to use that thing and you realize, okay, it's not working. All right, why it's not working? Everything looks good. Ready? I followed the direction. You didn't follow no direction. Because why you have 5 screw leave over? I followed the direction exactly how they said. Obviously, it's not working now. So what you end up doing? Taking it apart again. Once you take it apart and you decide, okay, you know what? Let me just follow the instruction. Go through it line by line. You realize, guess what? No screw left behind. So you did not follow the instruction. So the next question is, are we being truthful to ourselves? Are we really being real? Are we really being real? Because again, I could think that I did such a great job, but I really didn't do a good job as per the instructions. But are we being honest? So the next time you find yourself in a bind, the next time you find yourself weary, the next time you find yourself just feeling like, you know what, I'm over this, I'm just giving up. Have you been listening to the instruction? Have you walked in your blessing? Are you walking in your blessing? Because again, Psalms 94 verse 12 said, blessed is the man who you instruct, O Lord. So hope for today. People post pictures of their breakfast. Yes. their new home, or good parking spot on social media and call it bless. If you were instructed by God, how many of us would consider our blessed? When you get some direction from God, are you going to take it as being blessed? Or are you going to take it as being a punishment? No, that's the question. Because sometimes when we get instruction, we don't look at it as being blessed, but we look at it in a negative way. But remember that blessed is the man who you instruct, O Lord. So, as usual, don't forget to smash that like button, click subscribe, ring the notification bell, and most important, share. The best is yet to come. Love you guys. See you guys next week.